Hello, out there in YouTube land. I'm Aben Frozen. Yeah. Uh, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Larry Tate says, "Hey, Randy. Hey, Larry Tate. How's it going, man? Get in here. I dropped the link in your. I dropped the link in technically my Discord. Be in a few. No, you'll be in right now. Do it now." No, I was kidding. I'm joking. Yeah, Larry Tate is going to join us. Uh, the wonderful, the great Larry Tate. And Larry, I'm going to give you a book update in a bit when you get in here. So get in here now. Or I'm going to have to pull a fears and, go take a crap for 5 minutes and then leave you all with 5 minutes of air. Yeah. I was just kidding. I'm not frozen. Gotcha. Oh, 3 people are watching now. Oh, ooh, dang. There's a crowd forming. We better get out of here. I'll see you later. My name's Randy Brown. I do the card tricks, but you all bring the magic. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, Quattro's in the house. Book update. That's cool. Yep. The exhumed visions is in the house. How art thou exhumed? Quattro, what have you been up to? Seen any good anime lately? What should I be watching as far as anime goes? Let me know what's good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was the one who discovered anime. You know, I love that shit way back in the 90s when the Sci-Fi Channel was an experimental thing. Uh like I remember watching the old Dominion Tank Police. That's a good show. Uh, Vampire Hunter D. That was good. Um, let's see what else. Uh, there's a lot of good stuff out there. And yep. Let me know what I should be watching, Quattro. Like what would any decent anime lover be watching right now? I tried to get into Evangelion. I couldn't get into it. I thought the new Scott Pilgrim anime was good. All right. Now, if I can get it on, I have Disney Plus, I have Hulu, I have Max, which shows HBO shows. I have Amazon Prime. I do not have Netflix, so nobody lists me any Netflix shows because I can't watch it. I got too many streaming services as it is. I need to cut back. It's on Netflix. Shit. Damn. All right. No more Netflix suggestions. I want only Amazon Prime, Hulu, or Disney Plus suggestions. Tried watching Echo. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too bad of a show. It is. There's so many things in there that just don't make sense. Like Kingpin gives Echo a contact lens, and the contact lens, he talks, and then like some cartoon hands come and do the sign language. I'm like, what would have been better than that? What would have been better than that is if she gave him a contact lens that just has subtitles instead of doing the sign language arm thing. That would have been a little bit more smarter. Let me know when you're ready. Don't want to interrupt. Yeah, get in here. Get in here, Larry. Get in here at any time you want to. I want to do the book review. I want to tell, about the books when you're in here because I think you'll like them. And I am super close on a lot of this shit. I've got I'm super close to putting out like 4 different books. So get in here. I dropped it in your Discord. Have you watched Scavenger's Reign on HBO Max? No. No. Is that a series or a movie? Because that sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I want to see Monster Hunter by Paul W.S. Anderson. It's an animated series. Okay. Can you give me like a 25 word breakdown on it? Like it was okay, had nice art. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the reason you want to watch anime is for the art, I mean Japanimation is good because they're not American. They think outside the box. They have a whole different frame of reference and things that are important to them, Like basically, every nation has its own ideas. Like America is freedom, Japan is honor, uh, like Germany is beer. Follows 3 groups that are stranded on an alien planet with Mobius influenced art. Oh, nice. Oh, look who came to the party. Larry Tate.
What's up, bud?
What the hell, Larry? What the hell, man?
What the hell's going on, bro? How
How
was
are
the night,
thou?
man? How was the
Oh, it
night?
was a rough night, man. Rough night.
No, no good.
I made zip zero nada.
Well, you know what? I know you can pick yourself up, and that's part of it, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, every day is not going to be every day is not going to be a casual day, because I talked to one of the guys who got me into magic. I'm not going to name him because trolls will blow him up. But I asked him. I did an interview with him one time, and I said, man, do you ever have bad days? Do you ever have? Oh, Larry, where'd you go, man? Come back, Larry. Well, I'll finish what I was saying. So, you know, um, so I talked to this guy. I did an interview with him, and I I asked him. I said, "Man, do you ever have bad days?" He goes, "Yeah, man, I have bad days. I had a bad day just yesterday." Oh, here he is. What happened, Larry?
oh, my apologies. Phone went dead there. I had to plug it in,
Oh, yep, that happens.
but
So
we're
yeah, I
good to go.
talked to
We're good to
one
go
of my
now.
famous, huh?
I said we're good to go now. My apologies.
Okay, yeah. So I was talking to one of this famous magicians that I know, and I asked him, "Do you ever have bad days?" And he said, "I had 2 bad days in a row, just yesterday and the day before that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what happened?" He said, well, one time I had an audience, and it was all drunk people, and none of them were cooperating with the trick. I'd ask them what the card was, and they say, "I'm not telling." And sometimes you get hard-headed people like that who just won't participate and
Oh,
will
I'm
just
sure. Yeah.
jack you around. And then he said the day before that he had like 7-year-old girl cry on stage after he did a trick. So yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, when you deal with the public, you're going to have that. I mean, everybody's different.
yeah, we all have bad days.
But it wasn't. You didn't have like bad performances, did you? Just nobody was tipping.
Yeah, nobody was tipping.
So I mean, your performance was still on point and
Yeah, it
everything
was
went
on point. Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah,
that's hey, you got practice and you got exposure, so you still came out
yeah.
ahead. I mean,
Well, it's like I try to. It's like I try to tell some people that I know. It's like some people are striking out with women, and I always say, like, every no is one step closer to a yes.
That's right.
That's my
That's a great way to put it.
yeah, yeah. And let me see what else. So yeah, I've got quite a few books in the works. There's some books that are right now that are finished. All I need to do is get them proofread, and they are done. Like, I've got 27 ways to smash writer's block. It's about 43 pages. You only need 26 pages to make a book on Amazon Kindle Prime.
Well, I promoted that one book for you today. I didn't think you'd care.
Yeah, I do care, and I thank you so
Well, no,
much.
I mean I didn't think you'd mind. I mean I saw it on there because I was gonna pick one up, but I'm waiting for my buddy with
Yeah,
Amazon Prime account.
that's my longest book. I
Yeah.
think that one's like 248 pages, so it's quite
Well,
hefty.
it looked professional. I mean on the back, I was reading I guess the introduction or the previews. It looks like all great ratings. I mean, it looks. So I thought, hell, for that price. I mean, it was 35%. How long will that be on sale? Do you know?
The my book.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll probably be on that for like quite a bit, quite a long time. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick one up and maybe at least a couple. I know some friends that would I could pass it on to, and just
yeah,
not just for the tricks, just for saying, hey, I'm supporting my buddy, and
yeah. I remember I released the little book, the tiny book, or the little memory book, and Quattro didn't like that it was a matte finish, so I said I am going to make all my books glossy finish from now on. So just to let you know, I listened to you, Quattro. Just to let you know. So, uh, what do you mean, Quattro? Do you read much of others, Randy? Yeah, I read ton of others books. There was one I got. This is from the creator of NLP. This one is called Legacy of the Master, Dr. Richard Bandler. He is the creator of NLP. Um, he's the creator of neuro linguistic programming, and yeah, I read mostly nonfiction, but I do read fiction as well. Um, but yeah, so 27 ways to smash writer's block. That is done right now. I just got to get it formatted. And then the guy who does all my covers, his name is Samir. And Samir does a fantastic job with these covers. I mean, he really knows what he's doing.
now is that
I
who
mean,
did the your other books that I saw today? Because
I think Samir did all my books,
yeah,
come to think of it.
well,
Yeah.
I didn't know the artwork didn't look like yours. I mean, not saying you did bad work, but you can tell a difference.
What the hell, Larry? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I mean it was. I mean, I was like, man, this don't look like Randy's style. I thought
Yeah.
so. I didn't know if it was a Photoshop picture. I didn't know how. But so you actually have somebody write or create the whole from cover for you, then, huh?
Yeah, his name is Samir. I found him on Fiverr. He has done a consistently good job, so I've kept him in work. So
Right. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I'm glad to see it. You getting your what? This will be your what? Fourth book now? Fifth book?
uh well yeah, Every Day is Magic is my fifth book, yeah. And then my sixth book is The Tiny Book of Awesome Magic.
Right.
And then my first book was the Little Memory Book, 7 Little Tricks That Make a Big Difference. My second book was Quantify and Achieve Your Goals. My third book was the book on comedy, and I wrote that book so I could say I wrote the book on comedy. And then my fourth book was Every Day is Magic. My fifth book was the 13 Most Common Fiction Writing Mistakes and How to Fix Them Too. And then my last book was The Tiny Book of Awesome Magic. And then probably the seventh will be it'll either be Goals, the Answer You've Been Looking For. And I don't expect to make any money on that book. It's going to be around 36 pages, and I'm not making that book to make money. I'm making that book to help people because I believe goals are a goal. Goals are a lot of the answers that people are looking for, and I teach people in that book how to plan your goals. I take you through the 6 steps that I use to achieve my goals. And, I've been working on several books simultaneously over the last 1 or 2 years, and it's going to come to a head this year. I think I'm going to probably put out 3 or 4 books this year. So, yeah,
Cool. Now, when you sell this through Amazon, now do they print so many copies of those up, or do they print them on demand, or how's that?
they print them on demand.
Okay.
So basically,
So will this be considered like a first edition? If I get, I mean, how does, are they just? I'm not,
yeah, it would
I'm
be
a little
first
confused.
edition until I release the second edition. Yeah.
Okay. Or I guess first printing. I mean, so, but you're saying so there's no books actually because it said it would be available like, I mean, like a couple of days. It said so yeah, they print them that quick.
Yeah, it's print on demand. Yeah. So if somebody
Wow.
buys 1 copy, they print out 1 copy.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
seems like a big process.
Kindle is quite great. Kindle KDP is awesome. And what will really surprise you is how easy it is. Like you can go on YouTube right now and you can find 20-minute videos that will take you through the entire process, So
Yeah.
in 20 minutes, it'll take you through the entire thing. It'll show you how to fill out the forms, how to get somebody to on Fiverr to do see so basically what happens is first thing is I write the book, then I put it out to PDF. Then once that's done, I send it off to my formatting guy. I forget what his name is offhand, but I send that to my formatting guy. He does the formatting for about $15. And then they put it out on either EPUB or a Mobi file. I use Mobi, but they're switching to only EPUB now. And then I go to Samir. I ask him to make up the cover for me. That's about $15. And then once Samir's made the cover, again, it's like $30 total. So then I have the EPUB file. Then I have the PDF file of the cover. Then all you got to do is just go on to Kindle Direct Publishing. It's free to get on there. They take a cut of what you make. They take like 75%. And then you just upload the file, the EPUB file. You upload the PDF file of the title page, and then you fill out the title. You fill out the book description. You fill out whether it's bleed or no bleed, and it's a no brainer. I usually go with bleed, and then you submit the what's the cover size? What do you want the book size to be? So
I'm
I
taking that Samir. What's the guy's name? Samir.
Samir, yeah, he
I'm
does.
taking that he's for $15. I'm taking it. He's not in the United States.
No, he's
Okay, because that sounds like
yeah,
quite the process for.
yeah, I think he's in Morocco. Yeah.
Okay, that would make sense.
And then there's a lot of quality guys in other countries. And then you just you hit submit, and then it'll take about
Submit.
like 5 minute. It'll take about 5 minutes for just look through it and make sure there's no errors. Then you go on the next page, and then on the next page it has whether you want, like, the Kindle Direct Publishing app will put a ISBN number, an International Library Serial Book Number, on it. You can get one for free, like Kindle doesn't charge you for the serial number, and then the Kindle Direct Publishing program will put the barcode if you want to put a barcode on it, and then you say whether you want international rights or if you just want rights to America, and you get different prices, and then you type in what you want the price to be, and you can get now you can get 999 copies at the printing cost. So if you're the author, I'm the author, so I can buy the books at printing cost. Like I think the Quantify and Achieve Your Goals is like $5.99 for the general public, but since I'm the author, I can get author copies for like $1.29.
I can't. Then you could take them to a book signing or a
Yeah, and
shop or
I make
something.
most of my bank off of selling the hard copies myself. Because
Okay.
again, like I get them for cheap, so it's more economical for me to buy some copies for myself and then sell them hand to hand. Usually, when I go out to karaoke's, if somebody's interested in my magic, I say, "Well, I do have a book out. You want me to, sign a copy for you?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, do that." So,
All right.
Fears is in here. D Man is in here. D Man, we got you out the yin yang in Fears Man 5. You're gonna be very happy. And then Larry, I'm gonna put you in the special thanks for one of the books. So
Oh, you don't have to do that, Randy. Like I said, I mean, I wouldn't go out of your way. I mean, that's nice of you, but I haven't done nothing except for
you
support
got me
you.
all those magic tricks.
Right?
And you got me all those cards and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you can buy that stuff for people if they don't use it or put it to use. It you're still the main guy. I mean, you're the guy doing it. So
Yeah. So I got the goal setting book. I got 27 ways to smash writer's block. I made the word count for Nothing Can Prepare You. That was the novel that I was working on. I don't have the ending to it. I made the word count. That was the challenge, to write 50,000 words. But I think I still got about like 5 more chapters until I hit the ending. And I'm kind of racing one of the women at my writers group right now. She's got her book. She's got her book, and she's about 5 chapters away from the ending, and I'm about 5 chapters away from the ending. So we're gonna try to race, and we're gonna see if who can get to the ending first. So
well, that'd be a good challenge, and that way you guys both make good progress.
yeah. And then Fierce Log says, Randy, how's the night at the bar? There was a lot of cool people there, a lot of good women, but I paid $0 and $0, Fears.
$0, but sucked on a nice pair of boobies the whole night. He's not telling us
Yeah, I
that.
wish that were true. That would have been nice.
They said, "The heck with your magic. We want that Randy's. We want a motorboat Randy."
Yeah, right. There was there's this one waitress there. Oh my god, her ass is like, I wouldn't even say a 10. I would say a 20. Man, this chick. I mean, this chick
Big
looks like
old.
she's been doing buns of steel for the last 10 years.
What are those big old butts? Are you a big butt guy? See, I like
I'm
this.
not a butt guy at all now, but and that's even more of a testament to this woman's butt.
Okay, I'll just try to visualize it. But go ahead.
Like, like J Lo's booty.
Yeah, too big.
Picture J Lo's booty like that, but like 10 times better. And
Okay,
like
it'd have to be
and again,
smaller
I'm
to be
not a butt
better.
guy. I'm a breast guy, 500%.
Right.
But this chick's butt, man. Oh man,
Black girl, white girl,
white girl, which
white girl.
is and then that's even more of a testament.
That's a rarity these days.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh. Yeah, there's definitely some lookers in Florida, though. I mean, I'm sure at Daytona Beach too. I mean, especially what you're getting into, it's going to be a handful for you. I mean, I couldn't imagine what you're going to see or what you
yeah.
do see.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of hotties there tonight. I got to admit, there was a lot of hotties, but a lot of them were a little bit snooty. a little bit snooty. So
Out of towners probably, huh?
yeah, yeah. Now there were some Canadian people that were really nice, and I really like Canadians because my favorite mentalist of all time was the Amazing Kreskin, and the Amazing Kreskin actually had a show in Canada for quite a while. He had a show from 1971 to 1979, and he had the number two show of all time in Canada. And there was only one thing that could beat him out, and of course it's Canada, so it was hockey. So
Well, yeah,
the only
hockey's.
thing that beat him out was hockey. But for 9 whole years, he was number two in all of Canada.
Yep.
Now, what was funny is like I've got the DVD. I got the DVDs of his first season and his third season. And what's funny is if you watch the third season, he actually has Penthouse Pets on. He had like all 12 Penthouse Pets on his show. And it was so funny. It was a little bit cringe. It was a little bit cringe because it was so obvious, like when he was interviewing them, that he was like interviewing for wife material. He was going all over him to it. So, hello, what's your name? She goes, oh, my name's Melanie. I was like, Melanie, can you cook? And she's like, yeah, I can cook. I was like, good. Are you good at housework? She's like, yeah.
Oh man.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. It wasn't like an interview. It was like Kreskin is interviewing for his next marriage candidate. It was
Right. I think I'd have
so
a couple
bald faced.
couple different questions. I don't think I would have wasted it on. They got DoorDash. I don't need to cook.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
But that's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of talent in Canada. A lot of great actors and
yeah. Well, you got Mike Myers and Jim Carrey. Yeah,
right. What John Candy? What he Canadian?
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
I think Rick Moranis possibly was. Yeah,
And of course,
and
you remember
Amy Jo Johnson wasn't born Canadian, but she is now. She has both American and Canadian citizenship. Do you know who Amy Jo Johnson is?
Yep.
Yeah, the Pink Power Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah, she never did do much for me, really. I know a lot of people are in love with her, but just
Well, yeah, I mean, besides Power Rangers, I feel kind of bad for her, Larry, because I feel like she kind of got the shaft as far as Hollywood goes. Like I adore the crap out of her. But she never. I wouldn't say she ever really got her shot. Because it's like Rocky. Got a shot at the title. He got a shot at the big time, and he went 14 rounds with Apollo Creed. But Amy Jo Johnson, besides Power Ranger, I don't feel like she ever really got her shot at the big time.
well, she didn't sell her soul though either. I think that's part of it. I don't think
Yeah.
she went. How it is. You got to do a lot of stuff in Hollywood to make it big. I don't think she was willing to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, she was never like in a really huge like Oscar winning film like Gangs of New York or The Godfather or like or like Casino or like Avatar or anything like that. And I really do think if she would have picked better directors, I mean, I know for a fact that if she would have done a role for like a big time director like Marty Scorsese or Steven Spielberg or that I think that's the key to success is you really got to pick good directors because I really think like acting, in my opinion, is like a 300% thing. Like you got to be a good actor, and I think Amy Jo Johnson 100% is a great actor. But I think like to get a good performance, you need a good writer. You need a good script Because if the script is crap, you're going to sound ridiculous no matter what happens.
I agree 100%.
You need a good script, so that's 200%. And then the 300% is you need a good director who can pull that performance out of you. Because I've seen a lot of good actors do shit performances because they didn't have good directors. Because, you know, Anthony Hopkins, I don't remember what it was, but it was like some movie about like a fallen Roman emperor, and he did not do good in that role at all. And Larry is Larry ran out of power again. Let's catch up with the chat while Larry's getting back. So HB Went says, "Wow, Larry, let me put on my stretchy pants. Jeez." D-Man says, "Hi, Randy. Fears, Larry, Visions, Quattro, BH, and HB." And HB Went says, "Demand. Demand." All right. So, yeah. Let me catch up with chat. The new BH says, "Hey up." Fears Vlog says, "Sup, demand." Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Um, so, yeah, I kind of feel like, acting is a 300% thing. Again, that's one of the things that's cool about working with Quentin Tarantino is, Quentin Tarantino writes fantastic, amazing dialogue. And then Quentin Tarantino is also an actor's director. I I would not call him a visual director. I don't really like the lighting in his films and the shot selection. Aside from like maybe a few creative camera, I wouldn't call Quentin Tarantino a visual director. I would call him an actor's director. And it's very rare that you're both. Like even George Lucas would very much be a visual director. He is not an actor's director. Steven Spielberg, I think, is like one of the rare few that's both. Marty Scorsese, I think he's both. Um, one of my favorite directors, Paul W.S. Anderson, I feel is very much a visual director. No Two Face says, "After these messages, Larry will be right back." Well, so yeah, I kind of feel like Amy Jo Johnson did get the shaft. I looked up her net worth, and it says her net worth is around $300,000, and I'm like, you need to up that by about 100 million, and then you would have her real net worth. Again, I was writing a script especially for Amy Jo Johnson, and it was called Mr. Sniffles, and it was about a pet store worker who is basically crapped on by everybody in her entire life. And then one night she decides to take her own life. So she takes a bunch of her medication. She ODs, but she doesn't die. And when she wakes up the next morning, she's like in kind of a daze and kind of a stupor. And by the way, this pet store employee is obsessed with rabbits. Obsessed with rabbits. Everything in her life is centered around rabbits. She eats Trix cereal because it's got a rabbit on it. She watches Bugs Bunny cartoons. She drives a Volkswagen. She drives a Volkswagen Rabbit. She's got rabbit stuffed animals. She's got rabbit paintings, rabbit, embroidery on her blankets, Like she literally eats, sleeps, breathes rabbits. So after she gets super depressed and after she ODs, she wakes up next morning on the floor and she looks at her pet rabbit, and her pet rabbit starts talking to her, and her pet rabbit tells her to kill everybody who basically crapped on her. And she basically takes the rabbit's advice and starts murdering people. So yeah, what do you think of that, Larry? Is that a good idea, or yay or nay?
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So I called it Mr. Sniffles. I didn't get past page 30, but yeah, um,
Yeah. And
because
I don't know about Amy Jo Johnson, how they say she's only worth 300,000. I mean, my neighbors are worth all more than that, you know?
yeah, I'm like that's what I said. You need to like up that about 100,000. I mean, not 100,000. You need to up that by about 100 million.
Yeah,
Because
that's not much money.
yeah, no, 300,000. No, she's worth way, 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 way more than that.
Yeah,
And
I
if
agree.
I had it, I would invest it in her. I'd be like, we're making Mr. Sniffles, Amy. That's what we're doing.
Well, it sounds like that for that. It sounds like she could be bought for a little bit to actually do some acting. I mean, that's not far fetched.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm sure that would be a dream. I mean, if she just did some voice acting for you, that would be, I'm sure you'd be thrilled.
yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Uh, I think I may have used. I think she just directed two movies. She directed a movie called Tammy's Always Dying, which uh, which was about a woman has an alcoholic mother, and her alcoholic mother constantly tries to commit suicide. She has to keep the mother in line so she doesn't off herself. And then there's this movie that I'm trying to get like crazy. It's called The Space Between, and it's about a guy who has a child with a woman, and then he finds out that he's not the father. So he takes the baby and he tries to find the father to give the kid to her, to give the kid to the father. And I'm trying to find it like crazy, but it's not on DVD. It's on Amazon Prime, but not in the region that I live in. I live in I live in the American region. I think it's only on Amazon Prime in Canada, which sucks because I really, really badly want to see this movie.
I'm sure that I'm sure somebody's got like a bootleg copy or something that they could get. I mean, you'd think. I mean, I don't know much about the movie, but you think somebody would have it out there for you available.
Yeah, Exhume Vision says my friend did some music for The Space Between. He said she's really nice. Well, that is 100%, 200%, 300% super cool visions. Yeah, I really want to see that movie because she's in it as well. She wasn't in Tammy's Always Dying, but she made a cameo in her own movies, you know, which is cool if you make a movie. And
Very
Larry,
cool.
when Pierce Man 5 comes out, keep your eyes out because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna have some Easter eggs in there for you, some Larry Tate themed Easter eggs. So
I'm looking forward to it. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Now in the first Serious Man cartoon, oh my God, there were so many Easter eggs because that's what good directors do. Because like take Paul W. Anderson for example. He was the guy that made the first Mortal Kombat. He made this movie called Event Horizon, and then he did Soldier, he did Resident Evil, and then he didn't do Resident Evil Apocalypse, but he did all the Resident Evils after that. And he did Alien versus Predator. And there's just so many callbacks and so many Easter eggs and so many hidden things. Uh Larry, I've got the hiccups. I'm gonna hold my breath. So tell me what books you're looking forward to that I'm making, and if you have any ideas.
I'm actually looking on the ones you've already got available. The Little Awesome Book of Magic. I think that I'm looking forward to actually getting a copy of it, checking out the some of the tricks, and then better yet, hopefully we get a autographed copy someday, and just use it more as a conversation piece than an actual book to do tricks with. So
Yeah.
don't pass out, Randy.
Damn it! I need water, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna let as much dead air be there. So, yeah, my book on goal setting is pretty good. Quantify and achieve your goals. The new book that I'm making for goal setting is not designed to make money. Um, I'm gonna hand my new goal setting out. I'm gonna make about 20 copies for the local mental hospital, and because I know, like, in mental hospitals, they have you focus on your goals, because again, they know the power of goal setting. Because I'll tell you, in every goal setting book I read this, and it's in mine too. But they did a Harvard study of people who went to college, and they surveyed how many people had written goals. And of the Harvard study, they had 3% of people out of the college made written goals. Man, these hiccups are really bad. So 3% had written goals, and they did a follow-up study 10 and 20 years later, and they found out that the 3% of people who had written goals made more than all the other 97% of people put together. So
only three. This was Harvard, like the Ivy League, Harvard.
Yeah.
So only 3%. I figured that 3% sounds low. I figured all them smart ass people would be writing
Well,
shit down.
I think this study was done in like the 70s or 80s.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah,
But
it'd be
yeah,
interesting
they
to see
followed
what
up.
it is today.
Yeah. They followed up, and those 3% that had written goals made more than the other 97% combined. So it was quite the snafu there. Quite the snafu.
No, I've heard that. I've heard people say, "Well, just don't keep it in memory. They, actually write it down several times and read it, write it down."
And
So, I mean,
that's one of the major things is it's got to be written down, because Fears has told me several times, I got it in my head. Randy is like, nope, that's no good. It's not going to do it. It needs to be written down, because there's something magical when you write it down.
right?
You can't do it in your head. That doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yep. Same way with like spelling. I remember my teacher used to tell me, because I just would try to memorize the spelling of a word, and she's like, "No, write it down. Write it down."
Yeah. Do you want to get Fears in here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you want to, yeah, bring him on.
Okay, let me get Fears in here. Fears, go to the Discord. I'm gonna send it to you. Fears has been itching for me to show my face on one of the streams he's in. Again, there's a snafu where I can't be on Fears' stream. It's takes a long time to for me to get to it. So Fears, I sent you the link. I can't be face to face on a Fears stream, but he can be face to face on one of my streams. So Fears, just sent you the link. Get your ass in here, man.
Get your ass in here. Wake your ass up, Fears. You don't have to go. You got another hour before you go to work, man. Come on.
Wake up, man.
Randy, quick question off the topic. Do you plan on going down for any spring break? I mean, I'm sure. I remember when I used to go there. There's a wet T-shirt contest every. I mean, well, if I sent you some money, would you go and have yourself a good time and give us a little footage?
I would definitely have a good time. The thing is that the streets that you want to be on are A1A,
Oh yeah, I know A1A.
A1A, and then there's two good streets to be on: Main Street or Seabreeze. Now, uh, now last time I was out there for Halloween, and I saw this really hot. Do you like X-Men, Larry?
Um, no, I mean I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it, but I don't dislike him. How's that?
Do you know who Mystique is? Let me
Yeah.
put it that way. You know who Mystique is. So last, like about I I think in like 2014 Halloween, I was out, and I'll tell you, Larry, there was a chick, and she was dressed up as Mystique. She had a pair of panties on, and she had like pasties over her boobs, and that was all she was wearing, man. And somebody had she had painted herself all blue, and I mean, for all intents and purposes, she was basically completely naked,
Right. I like
and
it.
yeah. And
No,
then
I was
one
talking about getting
time,
down, getting down on the beach, man. That's where your action's at.
yeah. Well, I don't like to go on the beach for a few reasons. Here we go. Fierce is here. I'll get you in a second, Fierce. So I don't like to go on the beach for a few reasons, and I'll tell you why. I love to go on the beach for the hot ladies, but I don't like to go on the beach because like my cards will blow away and they can get wet. And then also I don't like the water. So let's get Fierce in here. Fierce! Oh, it's Fierce! How you doing, Fierce?
Randy, this better be good. I was taking a El Napo.
Fierce was taking an El Napo, and now he's taking an El Crapo. Well, you know what, Fierce?
That's
Fine. Then you're done. You're done. Fierce is done.
Good night.
No giving us lip, Fierce. No, nah, just kidding. Hold on.
son of a bitch. No, actually, I wasn't taking a nap, buddy. I was just laying down. I took a nap before you stream.
Yeah.
So what's up, man?
Made zip zero nada at karaoke.
I heard, buddy. That sucks, man. Well, there's always tomorrow, buddy. There's always tomorrow.
Well, you know, like in February was the same way too. I didn't start making money until the 20s.
Yeah.
I didn't still start making money in February until like the 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Randy, why don't you just go get a glass of water to help with those hiccups?
Well, yeah, Fears, take over the stream while I go get a glass of water.
No problem, buddy. Because
this is ridiculous. It's been like this for the last 5
I
minutes.
know I've been watching, and it's been hiccups. What's up, Larry?
What's up, Fears?
Nothing much.
How you doing, man?
Better.
Good.
Better now that I had a nap.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sometimes, like I said, it looks like you're. What do you got? Another hour or so before you go to work?
Well, I have to go a little bit early because my work's about 20 minutes away from my house, so I'll probably leave around 3:05.
Okay. Well, that's cool. You stopped at Randy Street, man. He was just telling us about the books.
And then he was talking about Fears Man. You have no idea, Larry. I can't give much away, but D-Man's in it a lot. And then he called me one day and was like, hey, Fears, what about a Larry cameo? I went, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because me and Randall are the only ones that know what you look like, but Randall's going to do a cartoon version of you. So I don't know. Even Randall hasn't told me where he's going to stick you in the cartoon, but a Larry cameo is coming. And
no, I'm not going to do a cartoon version of Larry, but I am going to stick some Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, he said some Easter eggs.
I thought you were going to do that, Randall. Well, so I don't even know, Larry. All he did is Randall called me one day and said, either a Larry cameo or a Larry reference. And I went, go for it, Randall. Put him in the background somewhere.
Will there be a cartoon version of the fight that Larry is hosting? Yeah. It's going to be a boxing match. Yeah, it's going to be good.
That'd be sweet. But
yeah, so I got the goal setting book. I got the 27 ways to smash writer's block. Nothing can can prepare you is the book, my second novel, and then I've also got a fourth book that's finished, and I'm gonna send it off to the formatters and then get the cover done, and that's gonna be the 1-day screenplay where I teach people how to write a screenplay in a day. The first 4 chapters will cover how to write the screenplay in the day, and then all the other chapters will be supplemental chapters. And I am of the opinion there's no one right way to do things. There are several different ways. So I tackle several different ways to outline. I tackle several different ways to structure your story or your script. I tackle several different ways to do characterization, how to build a character, and how to get it out lightning fast like that. So I've been working on all 4 of these books for the last 2 or 3 years. And again, it's all coming to a head. It's all, all these books I might just like shoot all these books out in this year. So
Randy, how's spring break looking down there? I can't wait to come down and hang out. I'm either coming down this weekend or next weekend, buddy.
Yesterday was the first day of spring break. There were a lot of hotties out, but a lot of them were, again, I told this to Larry, a lot of them were kind of snooty, kind of snooty and stuck up. Yeah.
That's not good at all.
You get a few drinks in them, get them loosened up a little bit.
Yeah, right.
It won't take, you guys are lucky to be down there. That's all I can, I envy you guys. I really do.
Yeah. Well, Randy is correct about the beach. It can be fun. It just is sometimes the water's too cold. It's like it's got to be like a perfect day. Like the last time me and Randall went to the beach, that was
freezing and windy.
But it was a perfect day, Randall, because it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, and I didn't go in the water that day. So it was just cool to chill out on the beach because remember in the afternoon, the sun did come out a little bit in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So with the wind blowing and the sun out, it wasn't that bad. But like if you go in the middle of July, Larry, you want to hop in the water because it's super hot. So It depends on the day of when you go. But yeah, I love the beach actually.
Yeah,
Randy, do you have any tips for reading faster? My current book is 1,200 pages, and it's taking a bit long to read. So, one thing is use the windshield wiper finger method is just go down and just go this back and forth real quick on the page. You don't have to scan the entire line, but, if you got your finger just moving quickly, it'll help you go down the page faster. So,
yeah. Well, Randall, I just wanted to come on and say hi real quick because I got to start getting ready for work.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever, Piers. Whatever, man.
I gotta make my lunch real quick, and then I gotta get my water bottle and I gotta throw on my my work clothes.
Fierce is going all healthy.
Yep, gotta go to work.
He's got apple slices and pear slices. Like today, I wasn't trying to trigger you today, Fierce.
You didn't trigger me at all.
Well, you kind of pissed off when I said you wouldn't like Deliverance. Deliverance is a gross movie.
I wasn't mad, Randall. I just don't like when people say you wouldn't like that, and I'm like,
trust me, you wouldn't like it. It's a gross movie.
I'm like,
you wouldn't like it in the same way that you wouldn't like Brokeback Mountain or you wouldn't like Magic Mike. So.
Bro, man, I've never seen any of those.
Broke Dick.
I don't want to see any of those. Trust me.
What I'm saying is, Randall, I don't like when people say you wouldn't like that. I'm like, let me watch it for myself, then make a determination. Like when they were like, hey, you wouldn't like Lighthouse. I still need to see it, but I watched the trailer, and the trailer looks fantastic.
Exhume Vision says all great suggestions. No, they are not. Deliverance, crap garbage. Magic Mike, crap garbage.
I'm kind of seeing a pattern here going, and already I probably agree with Randall. But normally I like to watch a movie, and I'm like, let me determine if I like it or hate it. Well, I don't really hate anything. Like let me watch for myself, and then I'll tell you I don't like it or I like it.
Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I think you would like.
I just don't like when people are like, you wouldn't like that, and I watched the trailer for Lighthouse, and I'm like, this is fantastic. They don't make a lot of white and black movies anymore, and it kind of reminded me of like the old Hollywood movies. So I'm like, eventually let me sit down, watch it, and I'll let you know if I like it or not.
Yeah.
Because I try not to judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
I'll judge it after I've read that book, or after I've met that person, or after I've watched that movie, or whatever the situation is. So yeah,
I thought The Lighthouse was okay. I thought I did good with what
you didn't trigger me, Randall. I'm just like, I just wish people would stop doing that. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. How am I going to know if I like it or don't like it? But you didn't trigger me, Randall, at all.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta go, but I need to get my my lunch ready for work.
Okay.
All right, but thanks a lot for letting me be on the show, man. And Larry, always a pleasure, and of course, Randall, always a pleasure, my friend. Randall, when is the next? Before I go, when is the next karaoke night?
Thursday, and
Well, hopefully Thursday's a lot better of a night than tonight was, because you said you made zero. Hopefully Thursday they're tipping a lot of moolah.
I did get a kiss.
That's good.
I did get a kiss last Friday.
Well, that's good, buddy.
And it was like from a 45-year-old woman, so it wasn't like something to talk like a big huge news. But
I mean, that's not bad. We're in our 40s, so that's not bad at all.
Yeah, so
that's a start.
Actually, at 45 is only a year older than I am, so
yeah. So that's not that bad at all.
It's
all right,
start.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, peace out.
Peace out. Peace out, Larry.
Peace out, man.
So yeah, this woman was acting ornery all night. Like she was like very pissed off and mean. And I have a principle, and this principle is called first response is not last response. And this woman was like mean and bitchy and cursing everybody out, but I was consistently nice to her, even though that she was bitchy. And then I said, you know what, you look so beautiful. I wish I could give you a rose, but unfortunately all I have is cards. So can I do a card trick for you? And she goes, oh, fuck you. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I riffled the cards and I did the thing, and she picked the card and she goes, oh my God, no, you didn't. And I'm like, is it a rose? And she's like, oh yeah, it is a rose. Yeah. And then I asked her, what do magicians usually pull out of their hats? And she goes, rabbits. I go, that'd be pretty cool. And she goes, fuck you. No, you did not. You do not have a rabbit in there. Bullshit. And then I take out my hat, and then little bunny ears pop up, and I give her the rabbit. And she goes, oh my God, this is so cute. And I was like, yeah, it's for you. And she goes, it's for me. And I was like, yeah, here you go. Keep it. And then she hugs me and she kisses me on the cheek. So yeah.
Well,
so she was acting
paid off.
Yeah, she was acting pissed off the entire night, but I think I wore her down, and I think I melted the ice there.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Now, are you looking now? I don't want to get too personal, but are you looking for? I mean, are you happy with? Would you be happy with like a one night stand?
I
mean, because that's kind of the new thing now. Some girls are just looking for, want to do a quick bang and be done. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm looking for a long-term relationship, but I mean, I couldn't say that I would say no, like, because one night stands is kind of like the same thing when you're talking about like it's kind of the same scenario where somebody is like, well, if somebody was pointing a gun at me, would you try to jump in and save my life? And it's like those scenarios are kind of like spur of the moment scenarios. You never know until you're actually in that scenario.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, like there's a lot of scenarios where we think we would do this or we think we do that, but you never know until you're actually in the scenario. I mean, I would definitely like to get laid again before 50,
Right. That's why I was saying. I mean, it's none of my business, but I just thought, it's.
I mean,
and plus there's a lot. I mean, you can relieve a lot of stress.
I lost
anxiety.
my virginity way, 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 way late in the game. I lost it at 32, which is disgraceful, but I mean, that's just way too late. So,
That's, I mean, not as bad you think. I mean, there's nothing wrong with
because
that. I
I
mean,
mean, like, I'll be honest, Larry. I'll try to be as candid as possible. For a long time, I thought that, oh, I'll just wait, and then God will, I'll just be a cool, nice guy, and God will
I'm sorry.
eventually,
Quattro said pump and dump. That was the word I was looking for. I was looking for a
yeah,
wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. But
yeah.
yeah, pump and dump. Thank you, Quattro.
So for a long time, I thought, okay, I'll just be kind, cool, I'll be a gentleman, and then, and I'll just be a perfect gentleman. I'll be as nice as possible, and then God will eventually supply my needs. And like when you're like 18, my faith was like rock solid, you know. And I was like, yeah, God's gonna help me out. He's gonna send somebody my way. And then, like years pass, like 22, 23, 24, and then 25. I'm like, okay, so I guess just got to pray really hard, and God's eventually, maybe it's going to take a few years. I'm not quite mature yet. So I get to like 28, 29. I'm like, okay, so nothing's happening. And then at like 30 and 31, I'm like, holy shit, the fuck is going on here, God? I mean, like, I've been patient, been praying. Not much is happening here. So, but then at 32, thank God it happened. But not going to go into the details, but she was pretty hot. Pretty
Right.
hot.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't expect you to. And like I said, I know you're not ashamed of it because you wouldn't have told us. But
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, you're supposed to save yourself till you're married. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And except for that one time, pretty much. And except for that one time, that's, I mean, I've had a lot of touchy feely stuff, like I've had my, had a lot of, like, I'll tell you, I'm probably digging myself into a hole right now with this. Exhibition says, and with postmenopausal woman, there won't be a baby scare. Yeah, yeah. Well, I want a kid. I want a baby. So, I want to be a dad soon, pretty soon, sometime within the next, let's see, 6 years. I would like to have kids, you know. Didn't you turn down a witch once? Oh man, this is a long story. I'll tell you this one off stream, Larry. Yeah,
I gotta hear. I mean, obviously, Vision knows about it, so
yeah, yeah.
you can't talk. I mean, was it a real? I mean, what do you mean? A real
She was a
witch?
stripper who was also a witch,
Oh my!
and but she was drunk, and I didn't want to do anything with a drunk woman, so I uh, I let her sleep it off at my place, and then when she woke up, we went out for pizza, so that was cool.
Right? Yeah, I don't blame you there. I mean, that would, like you said, every situation is different. So
Yeah,
I thought Vision was joking around.
yeah. And I was really close to a threesome one time,
Ooh,
but she was
those
drunk
those are
too.
nice.
Yeah, she was drunk too, and I wasn't going to let that guy do anything. So, so I let her sleep it off. So, really close, but I don't want to do drunk women. I want to do
I don't,
sober women.
especially in today's age, I don't blame you a bit because
Yeah.
they can flip flop. But I know back in my day, back when I was in college, I mean, it wasn't like that. Girls couldn't just claim that you did something and you
Yeah.
get in trouble. Nowadays they can just make a claim and you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can get canceled in 2 seconds, man.
Right.
But yeah, I don't do drunk women. So, and But the witch and I, when we woke up, we had some fun. But she was a stripper, so there wasn't really anything to do there. But when she woke up, she took me out for pizza, which was fun.
Right. And
It
you
was
had
a
I mean, how many guys can say they actually had a stripper and actually came back to their house, even though you didn't do anything? But I mean, that's every guy's goal to strip clubs, to bring somebody home, you know?
Yeah. Quattro Regina says Virginity is a social construct created by men that harms men. Possibly, maybe. Would you do a high woman? I don't know. I don't think I would get involved with any woman that was high. Um, I don't know. Again, Quattro, I think that is another one of those situational things where I would have to be there. There's a lot of extenuating factors, that would determine whether I would or wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't be high. So, yeah. Because, like drugs and alcohol, I know there's a lot of people that do that. That's an expensive habit, man, drugs and alcohol, Because I'll tell you, I know people who spend like $75 on like 3 shots. And I'm like I can get like unlimited soda for like $3, you know? And there's some people who smoke and like, man, smoking is expensive. Like for a carton of cigarettes, that's like $39, man. For
Shit, where you get your cigarettes at? I want to buy every one you can get at $39.
yeah, it's expensive. And then like drugs, and then you get hooked and you can't stop, and like cocaine is like hundreds of dollars, and then like heroin's like 75. I'm like, that is expensive stuff. And not only the cost, not only the monetary cost, but the physical cost, man. Your heart's all messed up, your mind's all messed up. I mean, doing drugs costs you in your wallet and it costs you physically. I don't see how people can do it, man. It's not a wise decision at all.
No, I agree that you got legal trouble. You get caught drinking and driving. You get caught with some dope. It's a process.
Yeah. Now, my mom let me have a can of beer when I was 15.
When you was 15?
Yeah. And I drank about that much of it. And I was like, you know what? This tastes like shit. And they say beer is an acquired taste. And after all the bad examples of people that I've seen, I was like, you know what? Don't want to acquire that taste.
Yeah, I agree. Beer is nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good at all, So yeah, can't go wrong with hidden camera for backup evidence. Yeah, right.
Who said that?
Quattro Vagina. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new thing now. Film it.
Yeah, but yeah, I tried beer, didn't like it, didn't want to like it, didn't want to get to like it. So yeah.
I drank a bunch of it, but I never did like the taste of it.
Yeah.
But
Again, it's an expensive habit, like sometimes me and my mom will go out to karaoke and she'll get like 4 White Claws, and I'll tell you, those White Claws, those are like $6.50. So like 4 White Claws alone is like $26. It's like $6.50 plus $6.50, which is 13.
and then you throw $5 tip on there. I mean, she's probably tipping every time too. So
yeah. And we go out to karaoke sometimes, and my mom is like, Randy, I don't want to go to this karaoke joint anymore. It's too expensive. I'm like, Mom, here's the thing. You got 4 White Claws. You got my dinner. You got this guy's dinner. You got your dinner. You got a key lime pie. You got a key lime pie for me. And then you got my Coke. You got my my Coca-Cola on top of that. anywhere you go, if you buy all that, yeah, it's going to be over $30.
I was getting ready to say $100 bill.
Oh, it was like 60, 75 with tip.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Mom, if you go anywhere and you buy all that, my meal, his meal, your meal, 4 White Claws, like, you can go anywhere, and that's going to be hefty bill. It's not this karaoke joint. That is just it. If you do that anywhere, it'll blow up. So
Yeah.
D-Man says, I actually enjoy the taste of beer. I just don't drink very often. Yeah. So, yeah, again, I smoked like maybe 1 or 2 cigarettes in my time. My mom quit when I was 10, so that would have been 34 years ago. So, yeah, and I tried smoking. Like, I would puff on a cigarette sometimes, but I never got addicted to it. It just didn't do anything for me.
You're lucky. I've been smoking for a while, and I
Yeah.
started off smoking because I used to get a buzz. I used to get a head rush off of it, and that's how and then
Yeah.
eventually became addicted to it. Now I smoke way more than I should.
Yeah. And again, Quattro, it really is situational. Would you do a high woman? Would depend on what she's high on. Would depend on how pretty she is. Would depend on the situational, whether she was single or she was, So there's, it's kind of like there's lots of extenuating factors because, a lot of people ask me, Randy, if you got in a fight, would you kick somebody's ass? And I was like, I've gotten my ass handed to me quite a bit. And, I am a pacifist for the most part. I wouldn't do anything for myself. Like if somebody kicked my ass because they just wanted to kick my ass, I would probably take it. But like if it was to defend somebody I love, like to defend like my mom or defend one of my best friends, that'd be a different situation.
Right.
But a lot of the times, if it's them or me, and it's just an ass kicking, I'll take the ass kicking, But somebody's trying to hurt somebody I love, then that's where I would draw the line. So,
understandable.
What if Amy Jo Johnson wanted to bang, but she was blackout drunk?
Randy's pumping and dumping, baby.
Pumping and dumping, yeah.
That whoever asked that question was not. They should have known the answer. It was Captain Obvious. I mean, that was it. That I know there's no such thing as a dumb question, but that was pretty dumb.
Well, it says, what if Amy Jo Johnson wanted to bang, but she was blackout drunk? Oh, damn, that's another one of those things that's situational.
Randy, come on.
Depends on what's going on in my life right now.
Randy, you've been completely honest with us the whole time. Now, come on.
I do not know. I don't know.
Randy. Randy, come on now. I've been around the block a few times.
Larry, even though you've known me for about like 6 months, you know me.
That's what I'm saying. So we're leaving it at that.
Yeah.
No, but like you said, I know every situation is different.
Yeah. Again, it's kind of like a lawyery type thing, like there's several. It's kind of like a mathematical equation that has too many variables to predict the outcome,
Yeah.
But no, if she was blackout drunk, no, I would not.
Really?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
What if she, right before she blacked out, if she said Randy Doobie, then she blacked out?
What? I do not know. This would.
If she was talking and right before she took her last drink, she said, Randy, I really want you to just perform your magic on me and just take me and throw my legs behind my head. And then she took a drink and then she passed out.
You know what I would do? I'll tell you what I would do. I would I would pick her up. I would put her in bed.
Oh, I
I'd
like
put the
this.
covers over.
Okay.
Then I would go directly to Walmart. I would buy half a dozen eggs. I would buy bacon. I would buy cheese. I would buy OJ. I would buy milk.
This sounds kinky, Randy.
Yeah. And then I would clean all the pots and pans in her kitchen. And I would start making the eggs and the bacon. And when she woke up, I would have a complete breakfast made for her. And I would feed her breakfast. And I would ask her how her night was. And then we would talk over breakfast. And
Would you ask her what the last thing she said was before she passed out? Do you
no.
remember what you told me? Do you still
Yeah.
feel that way?
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, doing that, you deserve a good woman. You really do.
I like the Zoom visions. You could get blackout drunk too, and then it cancels that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I get blackout drunk, nobody's responsible, right? Responsibility just goes out the window.
Now,
Yeah.
Now, would you be upset if you guys were hanging out and she got you to drink and she took it? What would you do if she took advantage of you?
Well,
Would you report it? Would you be happy?
would I report it? I would report it to the Discord.
Okay, I just didn't know if you
Here's the thing. Number one, I would never get blackout drunk and have sex with a woman because I would want to remember it. And if I got blackout drunk, I would not.
True.
You know, that would totally blow the game. Totally blow the game. So, like, I mean, what good is having sex if you can't remember it? You know?
Yeah, I know it.
Like,
I said,
part of the whole the whole fun of it is the reporting.
Right. Talk about the aftermath.
But no, I would cook her a really nice dinner, a really nice breakfast, which is basically what I did with the witch. I mean, I didn't cook her breakfast, but I fed her yogurt in the morning. I fed her all my yogurt, and she was still hungry. So then we went out and we went to Sharky's Pizza.
Well, Randy, I've got good news for you. She's been Amy Jo Johnson's been watching this entire time.
Oh yeah,
and she said she's headed to Daytona, and she said she wants that breakfast.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a good cook too. I'm a good cook. I can. My mom just taught me how to cook bacon like 6 months ago, so I can make that bacon nice and crispy. And if I can get a magic bullet blender, let me tell you, Larry, if you ever do you have a magic bullet blender, Larry?
I know what they are, but no, I whisk my stuff by hand.
You can do this stuff. No, whip it in the magic bullet blender. Let me tell you.
What, the eggs?
I put eggs and cheese in there, and that magic bullet blender, you do like two little, like, you do like 3 or 4 taps on the magic bullet blender, and then you put it on there and you make scrambled eggs. Oh, the fluffiest scrambled eggs you ever saw will whip in that thing.
Huh, sounds good. But yeah, I usually just get a lot of air. If you get a lot of air in them, they get the fluffier they get. So that makes sense.
Then and then when I was on my health kick, I used to make my own salsa, and I would use cherry tomatoes, jalapenos. I would use pickled jalapenos and fresh jalapenos, parsley, chives.
That's interesting. Chives. Any onions or anything? Garlic?
Onions. No garlic, but yeah, I used to make salsa from scratch, man. and it's a good salsa. But if you make it from scratch, it is an expensive salsa.
Yeah.
It's making
I
it from
used to make
scratch.
it when we had a garden, so we had an abundance of tomatoes and onions, and so but yeah, to go out and buy it to make it, it would be way more expensive.
My mom's ex-husband used to have a garden, and you never really appreciate genetically modified stuff until you see how like deformed and weird non-genetically modified stuff is. Like natural vegetables that grow on the ground, they look weird. They're all snaggled and snarled and stuff. They look like something out of a Harry Potter,
Right.
witchcraft. But the genetically modified stuff, it looks all nice. It's smooth. It's like
Picture perfect.
straight. Yeah. So
Now,
yeah.
what do you think about organic stuff? Because I think it's all just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you agree that, I mean, they just
Well,
slap a couple extra bucks
I'll,
on
I'll
some
tell you.
lettuce?
I'll tell you this. Back in my wild days, I would consider my wild years were 2011 to 2015. In 2011, 2015, I was going to strip clubs. I was, going to bars and taking home strange women and doing all this from 2011 2015. That was when I was all over the place, going to strip clubs, but those days are over. But during my wild days, there was this guy I would go out picking up women with. His name was Jack. I have no idea what his real last name was, but I called him Paulette. So it was Jack Paulette.
You sure it wasn't me off?
Yeah, no, it wasn't me off. But Jack Paulette and I, let's see, where was I going with this?
We was talking about, you
What
said
was
he
the
had a
question?
garden.
Oh yeah, genetically modified organisms. So Jack, he was all about that stuff. Like he wouldn't eat dairy, he wouldn't eat meat, he wouldn't eat anything genetically modified, he wouldn't eat anything with preservatives. But the thing is Jack was like 34 or 35, and he always wore a bandana. And the reason he wore a bandana is because he was completely bald. He had like a few hairs like Homer Simpson, but other than that, he lost all of his hair. I was like, damn, man, you don't eat meat, you don't eat dairy, you don't eat genetically modified organisms, you don't eat anything with pesticides. And look at your head, man. You look like, this is going to sound bad, but he looked like somebody who had been on chemotherapy,
Right.
and
Chrome Dome.
yeah, he was a chrome dome, and like he was only like 34 or 35. He should have had a full head of hair. Like maybe it should have been like thinning a little bit, but he had nothing. I'm like, you're doing all that crap, man, and it doesn't really look like it's doing anything for you. It doesn't look like that diet is really helping you out at all.
I agree.
And yeah, so
Yeah, I just didn't know. I think it's just that organic. I can't believe that people pay the high. I was at the store the other day and saw the prices. How, I mean, some of that stuff's almost doubled. If you want organic lettuce, organic whatever you can think of, they slap organic on it and raise the price.
and they charge through the nose through that stuff too. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
if you go to a butcher and you get a grass-fed beef and free-range eggs, man, they shoot that stuff through the roof.
Yep.
And
That's for
the
sure.
genetically modified stuff, it may be like synthetic, but it looks fantastic. I mean, it looks like a piece of plastic, that you would have on like an arrangement on your table.
The old fruit bowl arrangement.
Yeah. And again, my mom's ex-husband used to make homegrown vegetables, and those vegetables looked deformed and looked like weird. And I was like, I like the synthetic stuff better. It looks good. It looks better, tastes better.
Yeah, no, I think I still like the garden fresh, but I know what you mean as far as shapes and sizes. They're not. Your tomato may be more of a fact more egg shaped than round.
Yeah. You know what's really good?
What's that?
Sushi. Have you ever had
Sushi.
sushi?
About the
Yes.
only thing I don't like. I mean, I've ate everything you could think of, but one thing I don't like is anything. I can't do no raw fish.
Yeah.
So if that's sushi, I don't like it. Which I'm sure people say, "Oh, they got sushi that's not raw," But probably the only thing I don't like. But if I was hungry enough, I'd eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I tried sushi in 5th grade. My teacher was eating it, and sushi's pretty good, especially when you have it with wasabi. Now, if you ever have wasabi, have about have about that much of wasabi, because that stuff goes a long way, man.
Right.
And that stuff will burn the nose hairs off your nose if you have more than that.
Now I've had
Um,
wasabi, but it's got a lot of heat to it. But I never really liked the taste of it much either. You know what I mean? It was
yeah.
kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say horseradish, but it's kind of definitely a taste of its own.
Yeah, D-Man says, I grow tons of stuff, but my passion is growing super hot peppers. I started mine back in December. They are enjoying the grow lights till it's warm enough to harden them off outside. I wasn't always a Jehovah's Witness. Before I was a Jehovah's Witness, I was just like what they would call a nominal Christian, would just be who goes to a normal church. But I used to have a chaplain. I used to live in in an old folks home, and they let me stay there because I'm schizophrenic. But there was a chaplain who lived about 4 doors down from me, and he would always try to get me. He would always try to cook some super hot chili, and he would make jolikai pepper chili and ghost pepper chili, and he would always try to get me. But I had a cast iron stomach back then, man, cast iron. And he could never get me. He even cooked a ghost jolikai pepper chili one time. It's like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get you, Randy. And one of the major karaoke joints that I used to go to around 2011, 2015 was this place called it was called Tailgaters. They're not around anymore. They used to be on A1A, but they had what's known as lava buffalo wings, and basically the heat ranking was this. So you had mild, which is the least hot, then you had medium, then you had hot, then you had lava 1, lava 2, and lava 3, and lava 3 was the absolute hottest. And they had contests, and they said, okay, if you can eat lava 3 hot wings, first we're gonna make you fill out a form. So I actually filled out the form. They said, we're gonna make you fill out a form, so if you die or something, or if you have to go to the hospital, we are not liable.
Like a release form?
Yeah, a release form. So I signed the release form, and they said, here's the deal. We're gonna be at the table with you, so we will be witness. If you can eat 3 of these hot wings with lava 3 hot wing sauce, and you can last 10 minutes without water or any liquid refreshment of any kind, we will give you a free creme brulee, free of charge. We'll give you a free creme brulee, and then, we won't charge you, and we won't charge you for the hot wings. So, and one of the things is, like, when they bring you out the lava 3 hot wings, they have rubber gloves on, because the lava 3 is so hot that if you get it on your fingers, and I did get it on my fingers, if you get it on your fingers, it feels like you got cut. It feels like somebody took a razor blade and cut you across the finger. So I took the chicken wings, bit into it, and I think I ate not just 3, I think I ate like 4 or 5, and like sweat was pouring down my face, and snot was coming down my nose and going into my mouth. It was disgusting. But not only did I eat 5 hot wings with lava 3, like feeling like I got cuts on my fingers, but I managed not only to go 10 minutes, but I went 20 minutes without drinking water. Because, a lot of people don't know, drinking water will actually increase the burn. That's
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
it
things.
spreads it around more.
Yeah, if you want to decrease the burn, you want to drink milk. But
Dairy, anything dairy, yep.
yeah, you want to drink milk. You don't want to drink soda. Oh my God, soda will be like murder. And you don't want to drink water because water will temporarily get rid of the burn for about like 5 seconds. And then after that 5 seconds, it comes back worse than before. But yeah, I got that creme brulee. And that was pretty sweet.
Damn. And what kind of sauce was that? So, what's the hottest pepper out there? D-Man probably knows. Is it ghost pepper? I think there's a couple that's hotter than that, but
Yeah. Well, one thing that the cook did when he cooked the lava 3 is he boiled the seeds in the water. And when you boil jalapeno or hot pepper seeds in water, the seeds explode and all the spiciness from inside the seed comes out and it goes into the water. So let me tell you, like, Fears could not have taken it.
oh, I'm sure, yeah, because all your heat's inside inside the seed itself. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
I know that. Just I mean, but yeah, that makes sense. And I know that they're doing something now, like using crystals. They're getting, I forget what they call it, but it's like crystals they use from peppers, and then I guess it's. But I don't see how you guys handle all that hot stuff. I mean, I can go with.
Quattro says that's awesome. D-Man. D-Man says I've been cross-germinating pepper seeds since 2015. Yeah. Exhume Visions wants to know, D-Man, do you sell the peppers or just do it for personal use? Yeah. But again, like, my chaplain would always try to get me, and he would never be able to do it. Because, like, when I was, like, in 2006, 2007, I bought, like, jars of, like, jalapenos that were, like, that big, like, jalapeno slices. And I would just watch movies, and I would eat those jalapeno slices. And after a while, you get used to it. You get, I don't
So
want
you
to say
think you think you build a tolerance up?
Yes, that is the words I was looking for. Yeah. So I built quite the tolerance up. Rebecca Robertson says, Did you miss me, Visions, honey?" Quattro Bedina says, "I love super hot spices, but I just wish it didn't hurt your stomach as much." Now, I did the Taki chip challenge about a year ago. And there's some people online that say, "Oh, he didn't do it. He just put the chip down and we can't see it and it's not the real chip challenge." And I was like, I really don't care what you guys say. I know I
I
did
know
it.
you did it.
I know I did it. And let me tell you, here's the thing about the Taki chip challenge. I did it, and for the first 15 minutes, my tongue was on fire for a good solid 15 minutes. Then after 5 minutes, it calmed down. And then after 20 minutes to 30 minutes, I didn't feel anything at all. I was like, and then after the 30 minutes was up, I was like, oh my God, it's going into my intestine. And I can feel everything that's going on in my intestine right now. So there was a 10-minute window where I thought I was perfectly okay. But then the chip started to wind its way through my intestine, and I could practically feel it winding its way, and that was even worse than the initial, tongue on fire. So
From the inside, yeah. So you
yeah,
didn't drink anything for a while either, did you?
well, you can't. That's part of the challenge.
Right.
And on the poster, the Taki Chip Challenge comes in a coffin like chip box, and then there's a poster, and I don't remember what the actual names were, but it had like 4 different levels, and it said like, if you can last only 10 minutes, you're average. If you can last 20 minutes, you're great. If you last 30 minutes, you're awesome. And if you can last 40 minutes, you're freaking stupendous, or something like that. They had names like that on there. And I was itching for doing perfectly stupendous, and I got there. I did it. And I think I went 10 minutes later than the greatest challenge that they had on there. So
Right. I've seen a lot of people fail though. I'm talking within seconds, not minutes, but seconds.
oh, do you want to see Fear's White as a Ghost? Look at Fears when he was doing that.
The chicken wing. I saw that at LC's.
He was white
I
as
was
a
watching it
ghost.
live. Yeah. Yep. It was immediately. I mean, it must have been some hot sauce.
Yep. And at first I saw that and I was like, I know that the community is good at Photoshop. I don't know if they're that good. This looks legit. And
Right.
then
Well,
I called Fears up, and Fears said, "Yeah, that was true. I had the Jolikai pepper, and I've never been on fire in my life."
yeah. That for me, just seeing Fears go through that, I wouldn't even want to even take a chance on trying it.
Yep. So yeah, I got a charity in the morning. I'm gonna be doing a charity for local civic center.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah, they pay me in pizza and they pay me in cake.
Hey,
So
you got to eat. You got to have dessert. So,
yeah, because last time I was over there, they gave me a whole red velvet cake.
ooh, I like red velvet.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
Yeah. Well, I won't keep any longer, man. Like I said, I'll get off here and let you go, and so you can.
I'm here for you, Larry. I'm here for
Well, I
you.
appreciate that, man. Like I said, I
Yeah.
always like to get a update on how the night went and get your thoughts and viewpoints on a little bit of everything. I guess
Yep.
it's always fun to catch up with the Rain Man.
Yep. And D Man says I dehydrate them and powder some of the dehydrated ones. I have a friend who does a competition barbecue and he uses them in rubs. Very cool. Rebecca Robertson says, I love Vision's ring that he bought me and gave to me. Rebecca Robertson, you are a character.
She is. I don't know much about her, but I know all I know is she is got the hots for visions.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of other people in the community masquerade as many different other people.
Yeah, I'm beginning to learn that.
Yeah. And you never know who's the real deal and who is the right deal. Yeah. So,
Very true.
yeah. Rebecca Robertson says it's a nice ring, boys.
Did she say that voice too? Is that
And
how she
that
said it?
tonality, yep, yep. She said it just like that.
Well, I got kind of believe it from what I see that her other chats are. I believe it.
Yep. I am falling asleep here, Larry. So
Okay,
yeah,
well, Randy, I appreciate it, man, and it's always a pleasure and an honor to come on and hang out with you, dude.
thank you so much. I hope all this candid stuff doesn't come around to bite me in the ass. When first when Fears and I first started doing the streaming stuff, I way overshared too much, and people started biting me in the ass for it. And
One thing I know you can handle it if it does happen. I know you can handle it, and I think it's good to get it out there. I mean,
yeah.
you're an open book, so you might as well. If people want to read you, let them read you.
Randy, who are you rooting for in this fight? Vision's gonna marry me, boys. Between the fight between Rebecca Robertson and Visions, I think Rebecca is going to dominate Visions. She's gonna spank him, and I think it's an unfair fight. I think Rebecca has a whole lot of women, and she's gonna spank that ass. Now I sound like Fears. Damn it, son of a gun. Between Fears and Adam, my money is on Between. I think it's gonna be a toss up. I really do.
I think they're talking about. I kind of messed up tonight. Did a live stream, and I thought I was playing along with the Discord, and Fears, rightfully so, got a little upset with me tonight. So
yeah. Well, Larry, you can talk about me all you want.
Well, no, I appreciate that, Randy. And like I said, that's when I thought, man, I hope Randy don't get mad at me for promoting his book. I mean, I'm just here to have fun. I'm not
Hey
trying
man,
to.
if anything, I would say promote it more. Get the word out there.
I just thought it was a misunderstanding on my part, and like I said, but I've learned from my mistakes, and
keep it out there. Put it on your website. Put it on your TikTok. Put it on your Insta. Put it on your Twitter or your X, wherever you want to put that
I
book,
would if
man.
I had all that, but I don't even have. I've got TikTok and I've got YouTube's all I've got. So
yeah.
But
are you afraid of leaving a digital footprint?
No, there's nothing I really need to see on there. I mean, I get enough enjoyment out of TikTok and YouTube. I don't need to be on the other ones.
Yeah,
I miss out on a lot, but
yeah,
like I said, I kind of like to stay hidden.
Well, the best way to hide is in plain sight.
True.
Because I really lucked out with my name, and I'll tell you why. Because next to John Smith, Randy Brown is the most plain white vanilla name you could possibly think of. And I looked myself up in the phone book back in like 2003, and there were 19 of us in the phone book.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, I can think of 3 Randy Browns right now that played in the NBA.
Yeah, the Chicago Bulls, Randy Brown, so lots of them.
I think there was Celtics guy. I don't know. Maybe that was D Brown, but
yeah,
it's definitely a common name.
Yep. Okay, man. Well, it was a good stream.
I appreciate it, Larry. Or I about called you Larry. I appreciate it, Randy. And I was looking at my name here. I'm getting tired too.
Yep. Exhume Vision says, Randy, are you interested in Rebecca? I would be willing to give her to you with my blessing. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Take it, Randy. Take it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you to Rebecca. Thank you to Exhumed. Thank you for Quattro. Thank you, D-Man. Thank you, Fears Vlogs. Thank you, No Two Face. Thank you, Dan Aykroyd, for stopping by. I really want to see that Frozen Empire, man. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, HB Went. And thank you to anybody and everybody who I didn't get. Thank you to StreamYards. And I will talk to you later. Bye.